course, this class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably happy to be almost done with it.
Yeah. Can't wait for the whole year to be done.
Hey man, yeah, I hear you. It's been a rough year. Let's just leave it at that. I don't need to get into any details. But,
Yep.
So
I think I sent you this one last time, but I can send it again. This is the link for the last one.
yeah, I have. So what I did, and oh gosh, what I did was I looked through the instructions that they gave, and basically 80% of my time looking at that, I was like, I don't know why they're explaining things with so much
Yeah.
verbosity. I mean, my goodness, they could just get to the point. And so what I did is I rewrote the instructions myself, and so maybe I can send you that document, and I
Sure.
think it'll probably help a lot to not have to read so much garbage to do it. So let's see, I'll send it in the like in the regular messages, because I think it'll
Messaging.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll work better
And it'll
there.
stay there.
Yes. So give me 1 second to do that. I have it as a markdown file right now. Hopefully that's okay.
Yeah. That's weird. Wisdom is working so slow today.
Yeah, it's man, I have a lot of thoughts about why isn't it right now. Where is this file? Why is it not here like it's supposed to be? Okay, hold on a second. Apparently I put this somewhere other than I thought. So let me find out where this is. Right. Yeah, sure you are. You're not there. Oh my goodness. Come on, man. What's up with this file system? Can't stay on Windows. Is it here? Yes. Okay, it's here. All right. I know where it is. All right. 1 second. Right. Enough yelling. All right. I need to go. I need to go through here. My goodness. All right. Here we go. We're doing it. Okay. Here it is. Wait a second. What the hell is going on? Why can't I find my files? Okay, that's not right. What is happening? Okay, sorry. Give me a second. I don't know why I am having so much difficulty with this. You can't be serious. Where is this thing? Look, I'm freaking okay. I know how to find it. Oh my god. Okay. Now I know why. It's because I have 3 directories for this. That is my problem. Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay. It's not in the tutoring one. It's in the documents one. Okay, my goodness. Okay, I think I finally figured it out. Oh my god, but I didn't click this. Okay, we're really gonna do it here in a second. I'm so sorry. Oh man, here it is. There we go. My goodness. That took way too long. All right, but like I said, basically, I just condensed those instructions down to something.
Give me just 1 second that my headphones are messing up.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Testing, 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 testing.
I hear you just fine.
There we go. Yeah,
Cool.
it was doing the work noise again.
Ah. Okay, yeah. So I didn't need to download all that stuff in. That's all right. Okay. Yeah, that's why I was so confused earlier. I think I put this stuff. Yeah, that's why I was so confused earlier. Dang it, man. Got mixed up between all these directories. I need to kill one of these. I only want two at most. All right. Go.
Mhm. Okay.
All right. So you got those instructions,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's been more than like 5 minutes since I looked at it. So let me look at it again to remind myself what's going on.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was a tiny bit confused by what they even are asking for because they basically tell you to
Mhm.
do something and then as an improvement do the same thing, which is what I was a little confused by. So but maybe when they're saying something like, oh, these are the, for exam do this thing, um that
So it's not. That's just for the.
yes, there it is.
I don't know about that because this doing this project will give me a 10 on the exam on the I mean 100 on the exam.
uh
So
Okay. So I guess the main thing I was confused by is so I broke this simulation model stuff down into these three modules that we'll have to implement, right? The user, the schedule, and the sync. Um or
mhm,
at least that's what they say. I don't know how there's not a source, but either way. So we have those three modules, and then they're saying within the user thing, like the first stab at this or whatever. Yeah, okay, well, yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. So yeah, like the first stab at it, like, oh, we just have two identical users. um and then, okay, maybe like once we have that working, then you can move to like some arbitrary number of users, which basically you can provide as a parameter or whatever to the model. And
mhm.
but then they're saying, now the next thing that you should do is have these different like priority levels for the user. So like, low priority, medium priority, high priority, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they're saying basically those priority levels will correspond to like some priority scheduling, some priority queuing scheduler, right? Like we'll only do, if there are no high priority messages, then we can deliver medium priority messages, and if there's no high and no medium, then we can deliver low priority messages. Then and only then do we do the low priority messages, basically. um, but then down towards the bottom, when they're saying the minimal requirements, they're saying an alternative to that priority queuing scheduling algorithm is to do a priority queuing scheduling algorithm. What does that mean? What does that even mean? Are they just
Yeah.
accidentally saying the same thing twice? I don't really understand. Or are they saying, like, given the assumption that you implemented a simple round robin scheduling algorithm, now do a priority queuing? I just don't know how to interpret these instructions to some extent,
Mm,
if that makes any sense.
yeah. I'm just not seeing where you're reading.
So are you looking at the document that I sent?
Yeah.
So in the basic slash minimal requirements section,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like implement the simulation model described above, and then they're saying the
Yeah.
scheduling algorithm's not important. You can have it as a simple round robin, or you can have it as priority queuing. And then two alternatives to improve the scheduling algorithm. The first one being priority queuing.
Oh,
What?
I see now.
We literally just said we already did it. Like, what do you mean? How is that improving anything? I don't understand. So I don't think that makes any sense. So I'm just gonna delete it on my end because it just doesn't.
Yeah, I think we're only supposed to have one priority queuing, so I guess erase it from this um implementation and do it for the alternative. I don't know.
Yeah. So I guess my ultimate question is, what scheduling algorithm do they want us to implement at the end? Do they want us to do this weighted round robin? Is that the end goal here?
I think so. Let's
Okay.
do it this way, and then I'm gonna ask him because this is due, I think, in this is week 8 in 6 more weeks. So
Oh, yeah, we got
I
like
have enough
plenty of
time.
time to figure out all of these details and stuff. Yeah, I mean, mainly what I wanted to do today, I thought a good use of our time would really just be like uh, coming to a common understanding of what the requirements are. And then, once we understand what we're being asked to do, very specifically, then we can actually start working on implementing it. Because otherwise, it's like we're probably going to do the wrong thing unless we know
Right.
exactly what's being asked of us. And I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my own time. So I think it makes a lot of sense to just get like right on the same page with exactly what we're going to do. And we don't have to meet for the whole hour or anything right now, but I do think it's a good idea to spend a little bit of time at least just getting on the same page about all of this stuff.
Yeah,
Cool.
sure.
All right. So then maybe let's just go through this document and talk about these different modules that we'll have to implement.
Sure.
Okay. So do you want like maybe a couple minutes to read through it, and then we can talk about it?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back then.
sure.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can go ahead.
All right. Cool. Cool. So, yeah. So what are your thoughts so far on this description of the project?
It's better to understand than what I was given.
Yeah, I agree. It actually looks like a human being wrote it. But
Yeah, not
yeah,
a computer.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so either way, I mean, it sounds like they're suggesting that we go in a few stages, and I'm not entirely sure exactly why they're suggesting that, but maybe it'll make more sense once we actually start doing the implementation. Um,
Hmm.
so I haven't looked too closely at this FIFO sample that they keep recommending we take a look at.
Yeah,
So that could also be another thing that we do today is like actually look at this, FIFO um, algorithm and
sure.
think about how we could modify it for this stuff.
I think he said that, or it says that it's in packages or
It's in the
sample.
samples. Yeah. Oh
These
yeah. And
samples
let
you
me
can start from
get this thing up. Could have sworn I
FIFO.
made an alias for OMNet++, but it just doesn't seem to work.
So, were you trying to download 5.4
No, I didn't even go down
or
that
6?
rabbit hole.
Yeah,
No, I really just didn't want to have to go into. I just really didn't want to have to type Mingwenv into my terminal to then open up a Mingwenv terminal to then type omnet pp to then open the friggin' thing. I just wanted to type omnet pp to open that Mingwenv terminal, and I could have sworn I made an alias for it, and now it no longer exists, unfortunately. So I don't know what the heck is going on here.
I can share my screen and just start up
Oh
my.
yeah, that's a great idea. So yeah, let me kill these stupid things, and I'll just go here. Yeah. All right, great.
So, yeah, my thing was it was letting me install
Oh
up until
yeah.
because I have my Norton antivirus.
Okay.
I don't know
Yep.
if you heard about it. And it was set to eliminate completely eliminate high risk errors.
Sure.
And one of the necessary files to download it was the high risk.
Uh,
And once that one was killed, there was no way for me to get it back. Every time
okay.
I tried to install it, just erased that file. So there's no way to
It
have that file
so
remain in the system.
is it possible to adjust your Norton settings temporarily to just to install this file?
I did, and it's not working.
Oh my goodness.
I tried it. My teacher tried it. Yeah, because
Okay. And then wait, remind me, last time we had started doing something with VirtualBox, right? Like putting Windows 95 on VirtualBox or something.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Did you ever have any luck with that? I know they needed some kind of key or something.
I I tried, but I don't know. For some reason, it didn't let me connect.
Okay. Yeah, because that was going to be my other suggestion is yeah, if you can't get it working on your machine, even with like messing with Norton's settings, then maybe this is kind of the only way, is if we can. What the heck is this? Oh, I think I don't know what we did that was wrong with that VM instance, but maybe we should just kill it, because I remember. Well, I mean, even by the naming, we did the Windows 95 correct thing. What the heck is happening right now? Oh yeah, no bootable medium found. You could probably kill this one and also just like delete that VM instance, because I don't even remember what we did wrong.
Just gonna can I delete both of them
Probably. I don't know exactly how, but yeah, probably just that.
and just start all over again?
I mean, yeah, and we don't like necessarily need to do it right now. We can, probably it's a better use of time and money to like focus on the OMNET PP specific stuff. And then my
Yeah,
suggestion would be, in your own time, look into this VirtualBox potential solution. I mean, it's gonna take some digging to figure out how to do it.
and
But
you said
I think
there's YouTube
I think
videos.
oh, totally. There's so much documentation on this VirtualBox stuff. Like you will find what you need.
Okay, then I'll leave it down, and I'm gonna open this. Wait, so it's not this, it's source, sync, and
Yeah, so they're saying user, which I mean, source may be user in our case, and maybe that's why we don't have an explicit source.
right. Sync.
Just take what you want. That's good. Okay, cool. And yeah, probably we'll check out that abstract FIFO and also the FIFO files. Hey, buddy,
Yeah.
come on. All right. Oh, and also something I like to do is just kill all these stupid windows, because you have like this little panel down at the bottom you can minimize. Yeah, and that one over on the side, and that'll allow us to do like a split screen type of thing. You can even minimize that thing once you have all the files you want.
Cool.
Yeah, and then you can do a split screen. If you want to like grab one of the files and just kind of pull it over to the right, it should give you the option to split it vertically. Yeah, nice. Cool. So now we can look at two at a time at least. All
Maybe
right.
put these on the same and just keep FIFA on
Yeah.
FIFA on one.
Yeah. So we have these two different types. Well, I mean, there's like three different types of files in OMNET PP, right? Because we have the NED files, which are like those network description ones, and those are the ones that tell us, you know, what all the modules are, what all the gates are, and what all of the like links between the gates. So like, what gates are connected to one another, basically, right?
Right.
And so I don't. What kind of NED files do they have in this one? Oh yeah, and if you want to, yeah, it's that. Yeah, perfect. Oh yeah, so they got one for all this crap. Oh yeah, the package.net is not something we really need to look at right now, because
Sync
that's
and
just
source.
saying, yeah, let's do sync source, and then they have like different queue implementations. So they got the single queue and the tandem queues. Let's just pull up both of those too, might as well. Cool. And then yeah, I mean maybe we can look at the actual source code for these and not just this diagram thingy. All right. Oh, and I will let me also pull this up on like GitHub or something so I can just look at all of the files at the same time. Let's go here. Samples and FIFO. Okay, so well, all right. I guess just looking at their FIFO README, so they're saying, all right, telling us that this is a single server queue model, and it's going to demonstrate subclassing simple modules and using this handle message method, decomposing handle method into several functions, using simple statistics and output vectors, and using this finish method. So they did talk about including statistics in like the different iterations of this diffserv thing. And one thing what sounded like was a requirement is basically we want to collect statistics on our our different implementations and then like compare the statistics between the different implementations. Okay, so
Mhm.
that's good that the FIFO example is going to you know show us how to do some of that statistics collection.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so this FIFO model contains 3 modules. Well, does it really? Is there a gen module in FIFO? Is this even talking about the same thing? What the hell? What? Oh my god, guys, are you kidding me? What the heck are they talking about? Give me a second here. I need to
Sure.
look at what's going on in the actual samples thing that was downloaded because that doesn't seem consistent with what they have. Yeah, oh
I
my
don't know
god.
if it's gonna make a difference, but I have
Yeah.
those files, those net files.
Hmm.
They could be the same, but
Yeah, yeah. I think. Well, I didn't look too closely, but they looked pretty similar to the NED files that were provided for the
okay.
previous
Yeah.
project. But either way, what I'm finding very confusing is I'm looking at the GitHub, and it's claiming that there is a module called Gen.
A
Is there even
module
a module
called
called GEN? I do not see one. So I literally have no clue what they're talking about now. Wow. This OMNET PP is incredibly frustrating to work with because these guys are just like not doing things the way they should be done. Sorry, it's I'm incredibly opinionated about how software should be written and how documentation should be written, and
yeah.
they violate basically every principle that I can tell. So there exists no gen thing. Okay, maybe we can get by without it. I just don't understand what they mean.
Yeah, I don't see any. I
Is
looked at the
there?
includes in the file binaries.
How about can we open? Can you open this README here? I want to see if it's different than the one I'm looking at. It's the same. And look at that, line 13. The gen module generates jobs. Oh yeah, where's that?
And sends into
Okay.
the yeah.
I don't know. I mean, listen, I'll be honest. If I wasn't helping you with this, seeing things like this, I would immediately say I'm never using this software. Basically, is how I feel about this sort of thing. If you guys can't even update
Yeah,
your documentation, I'm done.
yeah. It
I'm gonna
makes no
open another
sense.
issue. I'm gonna open another issue with a very actionable item. I don't remember if I told you. I opened a GitHub issue about the installation instructions,
Yeah.
and they closed it without doing anything because they claimed there was no actionable item. When
Oh,
my
wow.
actionable item was make the frickin' installation instructions correct.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So not only do they write bad documentation, they also don't take constructive feedback very well, which
Yeah.
is more red flags than I'm willing to deal with if I wasn't helping you.
Mhm.
So I'm going to write another issue to them. So okay, either way, I'll deal with that later. But let's pretend that there's a gen module that generates jobs. Maybe it's just called something else. Who knows? Um, so they say, we got these three modules. So there's this gen module that generates jobs. There's this FIFO module, which is a single server queue. Okay, and then they only told us, okay, sure. And then we got this sync module. So sync, maybe gen is now source, apparently. Apparently. So let's check out this source thingy. Yeah, maybe if you can just close this like Explorer thing on the left. Yeah, awesome. All right. You mind scrolling up just a tiny, tiny bit? Okay, cool. So we don't need to worry about the namespace thing all that much. But basically, all right. So in this source.cc file, they're defining this class source, and they're saying, okay, it's public, but basically it implements this C simple module. Um,
Mhm.
I think all that means is that it's not one of these modules that has modules inside of it. It's like, like atomic in that sense. It's one of the simple modules. Um, and okay, great. But more specifically, it has this private field called C message, um, or sorry, called send message event. Okay, fine. Um, so we talked about that tilde source thingy on line 25. Uh, but that was sort of like a drop, like you clean up the memory associated with this thing, essentially, like annihilate this object.
Mhm.
So we have like constructors and destructors. And so that one's the destructor. Okay, fine. Um, then basically, well, it's a little strange that they do it this way, but it's fine. So then they're like, all right, we have these like virtual methods with void return type. One's called initialize. Um, and I think the override thing is just like, I'm going to define it later. And actually, in different implementations of source, I can have different initialize implementations. Um,
Mhm.
I think the virtual part is about we're not going to implement it right now. I'm just kind of like abstractly telling you what kind of arguments it takes and what the return type is. But the override thing is like in different instances of this class, I could have like different implementations basically. Okay. But every implementation is going to have to abide by that type signature. We take no arguments and we return void. Right. All right. So
Right.
what questions do you have so far?
None.
Okay. And so we also have this handle message method, and it's going to take one of these C message things, which is just like the type of messages that we pass around in OMNet++. And I don't remember if we can do it here, but see if you can like hover over C message, and potentially you might be able to like hold control and then click on it. Yeah, cool. And it should open up. Oh, is it not? There should be a way to like jump to the definition of that. Oh, yeah, maybe if you right click on it. Yeah, and then open declaration, maybe. Doesn't do anything. Oh, wait, or did it do it like off to the side in that window? No. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know why that's not working, but
Yeah, here and now.
yeah, it's
And
a little
here and
strange.
now.
Yeah, okay. Um, that's weird. Ooh, I knew where those files were like a couple days ago, but I don't remember where they are off of the top of my head. Let me look. So I think when you installed Omnet PP, oh yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
When you installed Omnet PP, you put some directory on your computer. Like for example, mine is called Omnet PP
Yeah.
hyphen 6.0.1, right? Uh, there's this include directory in there, and then there's an Omnet PP directory in the include directory, and then that's where all of these things are. Well, it looks like just the header files are there. So all of the interface files are there.
Hmm.
So we could find, oh, do we have C message in here?
Yeah.
Oh, you see it? Oh, I'm looking.
Yeah, it's right here.
Wow. Alphabet. There you are. Yeah,
So
cool. So I mean,
include.
if you want to, you can look at those. I'm not saying that it's like strictly necessary or anything, but that's where they live. If you needed to know for any particular reason during implementation, um,
Hmm.
it's also in the documentation and stuff too. But okay, great. So I don't know that we need to look at this or focus on this so much right now. I mostly just wanted to say it's possible to see what that interface looks like, and it's in the documentation. But you can also look at like the source file if you prefer that.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So that's everything that defines this source class. And then we go on to basically give like the implementations for those methods. And so the first thing is line 32 is actually very important, and you'll see weird error messages from the simulator if you don't write this define module source. But what they call this is registering the C++ module with OMNet++.
And what was the last part?
Yeah, this is registering this C++ module with OMNet++. Right. So OMNet++ is like some execution engine, and basically, if you don't tell it about the existence of this C++ module, then it'll throw errors.
Hmm.
Okay, good to know. All right. So either way, they're implementing their destructor. Fine, whatever. Um, Now they're implementing this initialize method. And so what do they do to implement the initialize method? Well, They set this field send message event, right? And it's just one of these C message thingies with the data send message event, right? Just like a
Mhm.
string. Okay, fine. So we set this send message event thing, and then basically we're just going to pass it to this schedule at function as the second argument. So it's probably a good idea to look at what this schedule at and this sim time thing are all about. So I'm going to pull up the documentation and take a look at that too. Where did I put this? Oh, there we go. So what do I want? API reference. Let's look at that. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Okay. Oh, come on. Changes, modules. Oh my god. Oh, their documentation's so bad. Oh man. Yeah. What are we looking for? Schedule at. All right. I'm just going to search for it again because saving the documentation is literally useless. Omnet plus plus schedule at. Oh man. Okay. It's not there. I don't know why you sent me here. See simple module. Dude, you can't be serious. What in the heck is this function? That's all I want to know. Oh man. This documentation is literally trash. Here we go. Okay. My goodness. I don't know why it couldn't send me to the right place, but all right. I found the schedule at function documentation and yikes. It is in C simple module, that class. And basically what it says is it schedules a self message.
Mhm.
So it takes some, the first argument that it takes is like the sim time t thing. So apparently calling sim time gives us a value of type sim time t. But then it says, and then it also takes a message pointer. Yeah, schedule at. There it is. Yeah, weird. Yeah, so it schedules a self message for the given time delay after the current simulation time. Okay. So what in the world is that saying? Basically, it sounds like it's saying the this module is going to send itself a message after some specified delay time, basically. Okay. But what in the heck does that do for us? Not clear yet, but that's okay. So that's all our initialization thingy is doing. Okay. So our initialize thing, basically all it says is, all right, I'm gonna send myself this send message event message, and it's gonna have some little delay. That's pretty much it. Uh,
Mm.
with the handle message uh, method, handle message. If you want to go back to the source.cc file, handle message is basically saying, so the first thing that it does is it checks this assert statement, right? So it checks if the message is equal to one of these send message event things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about C++. Does it have exceptions?
Mm. I don't think so.
Okay. So I
Does it?
wonder. I'm not sure. I wonder what assert is all about, because usually assert is typically used in languages that have exceptions, and basically, like, if it's true, it's just void, nothing happens. But if oh yeah, it's so weird that doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know why that's not working. It should work. I don't know why that's not working. Um, so let's see, C++ assert, right? So typically, and by typically, I'm thinking like in Java and Python and uh, OCaml and Scala and a lot of languages. What assert
Yeah.
does is basically, if the so it takes a like a Boolean thing, right? And if that Boolean is true, then it doesn't do anything. It's just void. But if that Boolean is false, then usually it raises an exception.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think probably. Hey, stop it. Stop. No. I think that it doesn't have an exception, but it's basically playing the same thing. Like, if you fail that assert condition, your program's going to exit and just like die right at that point. So it's not going to continue any further. Uh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
but either way, if it is, so if that message is equal to this send message event field, okay, great. Then we proceed, right? And essentially, what we're going to do is, well, we first define some new job message, and that's what 50 is doing, and then we just send this job message on the out channel, right? So it's a little bit funny because like the initialize thing, and it sort of makes sense because the only way that these OMNet++ modules, or you can think of them as processes or actors if you're familiar with like the actor system. Um,
Uh, I'm sort of familiar with actors, but yeah.
yeah, so basically these modules are like actors, like they have their own independent state, and there's like potentially many actors out there. They don't really um, know about each other's state other than the messages that they pass one another, right? Um,
Right.
Yeah, but it's like a concurrent model of computation. And so the idea is like the only way that I'm going to know what another module or processor actor is doing is if they send me messages and I read them, and then I make some decisions about how to behave based on my local state in their message. So either way, the initialize thingy did this schedule at function with the send message event, which was basically like send myself a message, because the only way that I'm going to be able to really do anything is if I have messages. And so the
Mhm.
idea is like I send myself a message to send a job message like in the future, and that's what this handle message method is all about. Is like, all right, I get some message out of my buffer or my queue or whatever, uh, and then I'm gonna basically just send a job message on the out channel once that happens.
Mhm.
Okay. And then I'm not going to do anything until like the next schedule cycle, which is basically what they're talking about on 53. So apparently we have this parameter called interval inter-arrival time, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Some value, right, that we interpret as a double. But either way, it's some parameter that we define in that package.ned file. And so all we're saying on line 53 is, okay, after I send this job message to the out channel, which I don't know what out channel is connected to. We'll have to look at the source.ned file to see that. Um, but basically on line 53, we're now saying, okay, we're going to send ourselves another message, but it's going to be delayed by this like interval arrival time thing.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, so then what does that mean? So that basically means after we handle a message, we have some delay. And then after that delay, we get a message from ourself. And every time we handle a message, we send a job message to this out channel. And then we send ourselves a message, but we wait to read it. And then once we read the message, I mean, we just keep like looping basically on this handle message thing. So that's all this
Yeah.
source is doing. It's just like sending messages at some specified interval called inner arrival time. Okay, but it only sends job messages.
Hmm.
So okay, what questions do you have at this point? And a valid
At this point,
question.
none.
Go ahead.
You go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to say, and a valid question would be, what in the world have we talked about at this point?
Yeah. It's not so much in the explanations that I have trouble with. It's when it comes to coding,
Hmm.
some things are starting to get jumbled up in my brain,
Totally,
and I don't understand the connections. That.
totally, and yes, right. And so my argument would be uh, that it's not just the coding; it's also just the organization of ideas that we also need to focus on too. Because if
Mhm.
we make sure that our thinking is very organized, then actually the coding is very straightforward. But it depends on how organized you can make your thoughts prior to starting to code, right? Because it's possible for us to write like some really, really high level description of what we want to do. And if we can do that really well, then writing code should be basically like translating that into code, which should be relatively straightforward.
Mhm.
Okay. So one thing that I think we should probably check out at this point is let's look at the source.ned file because again the ned file is where and let's check out the actual source code. The ned file is where we specify all of the gates and stuff. So all right, I mean we have this parameter specified there. So inter arrival time is a parameter that we were using. So here's where we specify it.
And the
Um,
output gate.
and the output gate called out, right? And it's a little bit weird. And maybe if you want to go back now, so the name of the output gate is out, right? the way that we send a message on out is we say send whatever the message is, and then like out like the string, which is a little strange, but that's how we do it.
Right.
Okay. So at the end of the day, all this source thing does is it reads one message, sends a job message, and then sends a message to itself. And then it just keeps doing that
Mm-hmm.
until we kill the program.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's
If
what
you would
source.
ask me,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if you would ask me to do this by myself and like to understand how I coded it and actually teach it to a person, I would not be able to do that so easily.
Well, luckily for you, this is what I do like all day, every day.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, we have at least some idea what this source thing is about.
Yeah.
And so this source is basically going to be like I think it's basically going to be the user in our thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm not 100% sure that that's right, but I think that's what we're doing here.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
Sounds
all right, cool. So
about
that's
right.
source. We can forget about source now.
Cool.
Yeah, maybe I don't know what would you like to talk about next? I know we're like more or less right at the top of the hour. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, you
And
tell me what you want to do.
so let me ask you when you have the next available, like the right after this.
Oh yeah, sure.
Is your
So
next
I'm available again like as early as Saturday.
around what time?
Um, give me 1 second.
Sure.
Go away. Come on. Oh, and remind me, you're on the West Coast, right? Pacific time.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so in that case, I am available until 2 p.m. So I mean, basically, starting
Okay.
really whatever time you want because I'm 3 hours ahead. Um, I mean,
Yeah.
unless you wake up at 4 a.m., I won't be meeting you at my 7 a.m. But
Sure.
anytime 9 a.m. your time. Well, anytime. Uh, Actually, anytime 7 a.m.
9
your
a.m.
time.
works.
What's that?
9
9 a.m.
a.m. works. 7,
Okay.
yeah.
No, we don't need to do early. I don't know what kind of person you are. Some people like to wake up
I'm
early.
an early person just to have an appointment at 7 from 7 to 8.
Oh yeah, all right, sure. So
If I
that's
didn't
that's
have
already
it,
a
yeah.
little early for my blood. But
Yeah.
yeah, cool. Okay, so we can meet at your crap. I did that wrong. Your 9 a.m. So my 12
Okay.
did that wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So yeah,
Yes.
I don't get much sleep. The
Okay.
time
There it is.
when I
Yeah.
do sleep is in the middle of the day because I have to
Okay.
be this university is on Zoom, but the Zoom
Oh,
is
yeah.
2 p.m. Romania time, which makes it 4 a.m. Uh,
Oh, wow.
Seattle, and that's when I finish. So I'm up from all the way from 11 to 2, 2 4. I mean,
Oh my
from
goodness.
11 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Oh my God.
I got pretty used to it
Whatever you say.
with coffees and stuff, but
Yeah, yeah, right.
energy drinks.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Yep. All right. Cool. So we'll meet at your 9 a.m. on Saturday then and continue working.
Okay,
All right.
sounds
Sweet.
great.
All right,
Thank you
Alex.
so much.
All right, you
Have a good one.
have a good couple days, and yeah, I'll see you on Saturday.
You too.
All right, take it
Bye.
easy.